Have you ever wondered why some dreams come to life effortlessly, while others feel like chasing shadows? What if I told you the only thing standing between you and your deepest desire is not the world, but your own inner conviction? There's a sacred moment in your life when the unseen begins to form into shape, when your invisible dream starts making footsteps toward you. But it doesn't happen when you wait. It doesn't happen when you worry. It happens when you feel it as if it already is. This moment, this shift, this awakening inside you that is the secret doorway. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of a bridge you can't yet see. And that bridge will only rise when you decide to feel the truth of your dream in your bones before a single sign appears in your life. Reality is not built by circumstance, it is carved by your imagination. You don't wait for proof, you become the proof. You don't hope for confirmation, you give the confirmation through your certainty. The moment you feel it real, the universe bends and twists, adjusts and arranges. The people, the phone calls, the unexpected meetings, none of it is random. They are the bricks of the bridge forming beneath your feet with each step of belief you take. Most people spend their lives waiting for the bridge to show up before they walk. They wait for the money before they feel rich. They wait for the love before they feel chosen. But life doesn't work like that. The blueprint responds to your emotional signal, not your calendar. The bridge appears not for the wishful thinker, but for the one bold enough to feel their future as their present. You must become unreasonable in your belief. You must dare to wear the crown before the throne arrives. Feel the hand you want to hold. Hear the applause for the success that hasn't yet happened. Walk like you've already arrived. That's not delusion, it's creation. There's a world you can't yet touch that's already vibrating in your favor. It's not waiting for you to prove your worth. It's waiting for you to believe it's already yours. That feeling, that conviction, that inner yes, that's the spark that lights up your bridge. You've been looking outside for signs, but the sign is your inner certainty. The second you truly feel it beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond logic, the bridge starts to rise. You won't know how, and you won't need to. Just like you don't question how a seed turns into a tree. You just plant it and trust. So ask yourself right now, can you feel it without seeing it? Can you trust it without touching it? If you can, you've already crossed the hardest part. The rest is a matter of time. Not because the bridge is far, but because your belief is just beginning to walk. Let others wait for proof. You feel it real. And as you do, step by step, the path will unfold. The bridge will rise. And you'll look back one day, not surprised that it happened, but surprised that it was always this simple. Because the moment you feel it real, the bridge will appear. Imagination is not a toy of idle minds, it is the sacred soil where every future is sown. What you consistently imagine with feeling is not just a passing thought, it becomes a blueprint of what's to come. Most people treat imagination like a daydream, but those who understand its true power know it's the workshop of creation. When you close your eyes and enter a world where your desires are already real, you begin to mold the substance of life itself. It's not about pretending, it's about embodying. You must become what you want before it ever touches the physical. Imagination lets you walk in rooms you haven't entered yet. It lets you shake hands with opportunities that haven't been introduced. The world calls it fantasy, but the soul knows it as foundation. Every great invention, love story, empire began in someone's mind. Your mind is a bridge builder. Your vision is the first step. Imagination builds momentum when it's believed in. When you feel the scene, the universe feels you. The world outside begins to take orders from the one within. The one who sees it inside cannot be denied it outside. You are not waiting for it, you are imagining it real. There is no power in observation alone, for what you observe is already history. But when you begin to feel a new reality within, the world around you must eventually match it. The secret lies not in seeing things change, but in feeling the change first. Emotions are the indicators of what you're calling toward you. If you feel lack, you breed more lack. But if you feel fullness, you become a magnet for abundance. The mind cannot tell the difference between a real experience and one imagined with intensity. That's your superpower. You are not here to react, you are here to create. And feeling is the secret ingredient. When your inner world shifts, the outer must follow. It's not a theory, it's a law. Feeling abundance before you touch it. Feeling love before you're kissed. Feeling success before the applause. That's how you become the cause, not the effect. What you feel consistently becomes your truth. The external must yield to the internal. You don't chase signs, signs chase you when you feel it real. Nothing begins outside of you. The true starting point of all change is the moment you emotionally accept your dream as reality. Not wishfully, not desperately, but calmly, confidently. That is when life starts moving. Circumstances rearrange, time bends, people shift. It's not always visible at first, but it's happening. When you dwell in the feeling of it is done, doors unlock. It's not just the feeling, it's the sustained dwelling in it. A single moment of faith can spark miracles, but sustained inner conviction draws the bridge into view. Most are waiting for proof, but proof comes after belief. You don't chase, it's drawn to you because you've already arrived within. When you feel it real, the journey shortens, the gap closes. What once felt far becomes familiar. Life cannot resist the pull of a soul that knows. And once you walk with a feeling of fulfillment, every invisible bridge starts to build itself underneath you. Wishing is weak, hoping is hesitant, but knowing is magnetic. You don't bring a dream to life by doubting it, you do it by declaring it already yours. Not with words, but with feeling. Your subconscious only listens to the language of emotion. When you feel something deeply enough, your reality must bend to it. This isn't make-believe, it's make-real. And the act of feeling it true is your quiet rebellion against fear. You no longer beg for signs, you embody the result. You speak differently, walk differently, attract differently. That knowing becomes your identity. And identity is the fuel of manifestation. When you become the version of yourself that already has it, everything begins to reflect that version. You don't wait for the crown to feel royal. You feel royal and the crown comes. Your knowing is not about confidence, it's about alignment. You act like it's done, and suddenly it is. That's how fast bridges form when you refuse to waver. Your emotions are not just fleeting reactions. They are builders, architects, constructors of the invisible framework your life is based on. Every time you feel joy about a future not yet here, you're laying down a brick of belief. Every time you feel gratitude before receiving, you're hammering purpose into your path. The structure of your future is woven together by the threads of your feelings today. Emotions are tools, some use them to tear down, but the wise use them to build. You don't need to see how your bridge will form, you just need to keep walking in the feeling. Every emotion is an instruction to the universe. When you feel something deeply and consistently, you're writing the code of your next chapter. That code must be obeyed. The world is made of patterns, and your feelings are the pattern makers. The bridge appears for the one whose emotions have already traveled to the destination. So feel boldly, feel specifically, and feel until the future can no longer ignore your signal. The world does not bend to logic alone, it answers to certainty. Confusion repels clarity, but conviction, deep inner knowing, is irresistible. You can say the right words, but if your heart hesitates, nothing moves. Yet a silent belief, wrapped in unwavering feeling, can part oceans. It doesn't matter if you tell no one. Life listens. Your certainty speaks a language the world cannot refuse. When you feel your dream with a full heart, you draw it close like gravity. Conviction is not arrogance, it's alignment with truth before it becomes visible. It's the quiet roar that echoes into reality. When you are no longer split between wanting and doubting, the bridge appears. You stop chasing and start receiving. That's the shift. The difference between delay and manifestation is the depth of your conviction. Get clear, get still, get unshakable, and the universe will echo back everything you've already felt as true. Logic will try to map the road, but faith builds the road in real time. You won't see it until you step. And when you do, something miraculous happens. The invisible becomes visible. Faith is not passive, it's active. It walks without needing to see the next step. It trusts the feeling more than the facts. The mind screens for proof, but the soul whispers, go anyway. That whisper is your power. Every step of belief sends a signal out, and reality must respond. Bridges don't build from certainty, they rise from courage. Faith is not blindness. It's the deepest sight you can have. It's knowing there's something real beyond what your senses are telling you. And when you trust that feeling more than appearances, the whole world must shift. Faith is the signal. Feeling it real is the action. And the moment you step in alignment with that faith, the path becomes undeniable. Everything changes the moment you stop identifying with your past and start embodying your future. Identity is not fixed, it's fluid. And as you shape your self-concept, your world mirrors it. You don't become successful by chasing success, you become it by identifying as the one who already is. Your new identity builds your new reality. Every thought you entertain about yourself lays down the rails of the life you're heading toward. You must be willing to let go of the old self, the doubter, the warrior, the version of you waiting for permission. Feel into the new self, the one who walks boldly, the one who doesn't ask if, but how fast. Identity is a declaration. When you feel it as real, you start thinking, speaking, and acting from that new self. Life doesn't delay in responding, it simply mirrors your level of self-recognition. Become the new identity now, and everything else will align. You don't need proof to believe. You need belief to see proof. The invisible forces of life do not respond to hesitation. They respond to inner command. That command is not loud. It is not forceful. It is still clear and confident. When you feel something is done, the gears begin to turn. The emails come. The meetings happen. The right people call. It's not coincidence, it's construction. The bridge is not random. It is the direct result of your sustained inner experience. Feelings are more potent than 100 actions. A single moment of true belief can collapse years of waiting. The outer world will never give you the green light. You give it to yourself. And when you do, everything opens. What you once called a miracle becomes your new normal. But it starts within. The moment you feel it real, the rest has no choice but to appear. When your inner conviction is stronger than your outer circumstance, you become unstoppable. Most people react to their conditions. But when you learn to act from your decision, regardless of what you see, you enter a rare field of power. Life bends to the bold, not the hesitant. And that boldness is not loud, it's inward. It's in your posture, your thoughts, your vibration. When you hold the frequency of already having it, life responds with precision. It's not a mystery, it's a mechanism. Your feelings instruct reality. The bridge you walk is made of unseen agreement between your soul and the universe. Once you feel the answer is yours, the question disappears. You don't ask how anymore. You say, thank you, it's done. That's when the shift happens. The bridge forms. And step by step, you're carried to the reality you once only dared to feel. Delay is the illusion that time is against you. But what feels like a pause is often the quiet alignment of everything you've asked for. Just because you don't see the bridge forming doesn't mean it isn't. Behind the scenes, life is orchestrating the exact events, people, and moments that lead you toward your vision. Patience isn't passive, it's powerful. The delay isn't punishment, it's precision. It's the time the universe takes to set your dream on the perfect course, but it won't finish building until your belief stops wavering. Every time you return to the feeling of certainty, another piece of the path clicks into place. It may feel like nothing is happening, but in truth, everything is. The invisible moves before the visible. The roots grow before the bloom. Trust this. Your job is not to worry about when it's to feel it as done. Delay only lingers where doubt resides. Stay faithful, and the bridge will rise the moment you least expect it, but exactly when you're ready to walk across. The world is not your enemy, it is your reflection. What you see outside is nothing more than a mirror of what you hold inside. If you feel lack, you will see it. If you feel abundance, it will meet you. Every circumstance bends to the emotional signal you broadcast. It's not about forcing outcomes, it's about feeling differently so that new outcomes naturally emerge. The moment you shift your inner atmosphere, the outer world begins to respond. You don't need to change people. You don't need to control events. You only need to master your inner state. Because the world is not fixed, it is flexible to the one who knows how to feel their way into truth. The truth you choose inside becomes the experience you live outside. Your life is not happening to you, it's responding to you. When you live from the end emotionally, the middle begins to align without effort. So feel as if you've already crossed the bridge and watch the world unfold accordingly. Some of the most powerful bridges are built in silence. Not everything that moves must make noise. Just because no one sees your progress doesn't mean it isn't there. The quiet moments when you choose faith over fear, those are the brick. The hours spent feeling your dream real while the world sleeps, those are the beams. Your bridge is not formed through outer effort alone. It is formed through inner mastery. The loudest transformations are often the most invisible at first. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. The real work happens in the dark, in the stillness, in the sacred space of belief. You are not behind. You are becoming. And the more you honor your inner world, the faster the outer world aligns. Trust the silence. Embrace the unseen. Because what you're building will one day shock those who thought you were still. The silence you feel now is the sound of your bridge being completed. You can't build a bridge from doubt. The material simply doesn't hold, but belief, unwavering belief, acts like divine steel. The stronger your certainty, the stronger your path. The universe doesn't respond to partial faith. It responds to complete embodiment. The bridge does not begin to rise for the one who questions its possibility. It appears for the one who knows it's already done. The more you practice feeling it as finished, the more real it becomes. You begin to recognize signs not as hopes, but as confirmations. Others may not understand your silence, your confidence, your calm, but they don't need to. The bridge wasn't meant for them. It was meant for you. And it responds only to your emotional commitment. Be bold in your trust. Be relentless in your vision, because the bridge you can't see yet is already sensing your steps. And when belief becomes your foundation, nothing can keep your dream from meeting you halfway. The secret to swift manifestation lies in living from the destination, not walking toward it. When you behave, feel, and think as if the result has already occurred, the delay dissolves. You collapse time by collapsing doubt. You accelerate results by aligning your identity with the outcome now. Speak like the person who already has it. Think like the version of yourself who has already arrived. That version doesn't chase, it attracts. That version doesn't hope, it moves with knowing. When you live from the end, the middle takes care of itself. You don't get ready, you are ready. That energy pulls everything forward. The bridge appears not for the one seeking direction, but for the one who knows they've already crossed. And as you move in that energy, life fills in the blanks. The phone call, the meeting, the opportunity. They show up because you did emotionally, mentally, energetically. You became it. And so it had to come.